This is the Sega Can Gamer, and you are live with the MMA Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes! MMA Holes, MMA Holes, MMA Holes, MMA Holes, MMA Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA hoes, MMA hoes, MMA hoes, MMA hoes, MMA hoes.
Boom, 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 boom.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York. That's right. The MMA Holes Hour episode number 60 is here. TJ Dillashaw versus Henry Cejudo. That is this weekend, fight week. Will they make weight? We have Triton Fights champion Kareem Kline live with the MMA Holes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are
Wonderful.
Jessie, are you?
I'm always wonderful, wonderful.
Well, I'm sure you are wonderful because we have another wonderful show tonight on the MMA Holes. It's good to see everyone in the chat. And tonight we will be talking about the big event this weekend on ESPN Plus, ESPN, crazy card, TJ Dillashaw versus Henry Cejudo, looking very skinny, looking very shredded up, and we're going to talk about it later on to see if they're going to make weight. But more importantly, J.B.H., we have a special guest live on the MMA Holes.
What?
Are you pumped up?
I'm always pumped.
Here we go. Kareem Kline live with the MMA Holes. Kareem, how are you? There he is.
Muted mic?
We caught him off guard. There he is. Look at him. He's looking beautiful tonight. Kareem, how's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
We are good. We are wonderful over here. Thank you for coming on. And
Thanks for having me.
the champ is in the building drinking on. What are you sipping on, champ?
Stella Artois.
Oh.
Make sure you say the Artois when you say Stella.
Artois. Ooh. Artois. Yeah, it's very nice. Wonderful over there.
Wonderful.
Kareem Kline is a Triton Fights champ middleweight. We were cage side for this event. And man, oh man, tell us how it feels to be a champ for Triton Fights.
It feels the same, to be honest. I don't know. I'm very if you know me from the beginning of my career, you know I was loud. You know what I mean. And then I lost a couple fights, and then I won. 5 fights straight this year, 2 kickboxing, 3 MMA, and I just been focused on getting better. So it feels like it doesn't really feel like I'm a champ. You know what I mean? I know I'm the champ, but people tell me about my accomplishments more than I feel it. You know what I mean? They're like, you've come a long way, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so, but it doesn't feel like I have. Because I want to do so much more.
You were in a war here, undefeated fighter. I'm not undefeated fighter. Actually, he was undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, your opponent.
Yeah, he was undefeated.
Yeah, now this guy, tell me about this guy that you were fighting over here. He fights out of Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Where does he fight? Out of AKA or?
Watertown.
Oh, Watertown. Oh, upstate. Okay, and this guy, what was he, 7 feet tall? This guy was his head was hitting the roof.
Yeah, he was huge. It was the first time I fought someone that long. He was 6'4", But and it was actually my first fight coming down that weight class because I started at heavyweight and I just worked my way down to middleweight because I felt like that would be a good weight class for me. And yeah, he was huge. He was long. He was lanky. He's a higher jiu-jitsu practitioner than I am. I believe he's a purple belt. I'm still a white belt. I've been doing it for a while, but I'm not really a gi guy.
Now, tell us a little bit something about yourself here. We see every fight that we've been to, and by the way, I think you're undefeated ever since we've been going to Triton Fights. You're on a 3 or 4 fight win streak going on over here?
Yeah, 3 Triton fight win streak, yeah. Nice.
So now you go up the rankings, and here you are as a champ of Triton Fights. Give us a little bit of a backstory. How did you get into this sport?
Growing up, my mom's first husband, he was always into martial arts. We used to watch Jet Li movies, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, all those movies. And he tried to get me into karate when I was younger because I was a bad kid. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't that I was bad. I was just undisciplined. So he tried to get me into karate. It wasn't for me. And then so I started playing football. That taught me discipline. And then when I got into high school, I was fighting a lot. And one time I got mounted and I couldn't get up. So then shortly after, and I got fucked up. That was the only fight that I lost in high school. And I got
Oh, we got a donation coming in. Hold on, Kareem. Hold that thought.
We want our MMA Jim IG name tag back.
Oh my God.
You stole KKK_MMA from us. We demand you surrender your IG or else we will release Robin Black to ankle pick you.
Oh my God. Kareem, apparently the KKK Grand Dragon has just donated right now. This is unbelievable stuff. He wants his name back from your handle over here. Can you explain where that handle came from?
Listen, my first name's Kareem. My middle name's... I don't like to give out my middle name, but it starts with a K, and my last name will legally be changed to Kline with the K.
There you go. Well,
so KKK MMA. I know it's controversial, but I got whoever this dragon person is talking about it, right?
That is true. I tell you what,
there's no such publicity as bad publicity. Look at R. Kelly. People have been listening to his music ever since his documentary came out.
That's true. That is a good point. And it's easy to remember that name for sure. KKK_MMA is his handle. If you want to go give him a follow, do it immediately on IG. Okay, so let's get back to what you were talking about before, how you got into the sport over here. You say you got mounted in that situation?
I got mounted and I got fucked up. I mean, it was just two black eyes, but yeah, that happened. So then after that, I saw it. It was Anderson. It was back in 2009. It was an Anderson Silva fight. Or I don't remember which exact fight it was, but I just remember Anderson Silva being like the first guy. I was like, wow. Like I was like, when they get mounted, when anything happens to them on the ground, they know how to adjust. They know how to move. They know how to do this. They know how to do that. And that's how I kind of like was like, oh, one day I want to get into MMA. And then I went away to college. I got into some trouble, so I came back. And then I started working at K Pacho with Training Fights matchmaker Chris Machi. We both worked there for a few years. And then he talked about MMA, so we started training at UFC gym together. And he's like, when he was preparing for his debut fight, when he got hurt, he was also trying to get me to fight. And I was preparing for a fight, but I ended up banging up my knee, so I didn't fight. So Chris and I have been friends for a long time.
Oh,
so when he became the matchmaker, he's like, yo, bro, you got to fight, you got to fight, you got to fight. And I was pushing it off a little bit, and then I was finally like, fuck it. And then ever since then, I fell in love with it.
So Chris Machi for a while over here, a friend of the show as well. They call him Forehead, right? He's a character of the show. They love him over here, right, Jessie?
It took a little warming up, but they fell in love with him.
Chris Machi, listen, Chris is doing a good thing over here in doing this whole Triton fights. How does it feel fighting for an organization that's as flashy as it is? I mean, this is an all-Ami event, but I got to say, this is nicer than most professional events that I've seen. How does it feel for fighting for Triton fights?
It's awesome. The coverage for Triton is amazing.
Hold that thought. We got a donation.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
No, here we go.
Motherfuckers.
Apparently this is Adolf Hitler. All right, let's see what he has to say.
Zeig Heil. Finally someone with balls. All hail KKK MMA.
Apparently Hitler likes your name. All right, so there we go. Thank you, Adolf. Very nice that Adolf took time out of his day to donate tonight. All right, anyway, Kareem.
I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who appreciates me.
There we go. Kareem's a good sport. We can see right off the bat. Kareem, a 4-2 fighter over here, champion middleweight fighter now. You were explaining how it was to be fighting for Triton Fights.
Yeah, it's awesome. The coverage is awesome. The promotion, I just feel like that amateur promotion.
Oh, they love you. Hold on a second.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo,
all right.
motherfuckers.
Oh, it's Michael Richards. Look at this.
I actually love and fully support his handle. Don't let people call it controversial.
I can't. Michael Richards was on Seinfeld. I can't even believe that. And, yeah, all right. Thank you, Michael Richards. All right, Kareem.
Thank you. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. What was I saying?
We were talking about fighting for Triton Fights.
Yeah, it's awesome. I get the coverage. I just feel like Triton is the only organization that prepares you for a higher pro level because they do things that other amateur promotions don't do. So, I'm not in a rush to go pro because I want to fight. I want to continue to fight better competition and continue to better, develop my skills and get myself ready for the pro level.
I have to say this. We've seen you fight a bunch of times, and this is the first time we get to actually talk. I saw you at the after party celebrating your big win over here, and there are two personalities, okay? There is this vicious beast that is ready to get in the cage, and I see your nickname is the Psycho, okay? Or Psycho, I should say. How do you get into this mindset, this zone to get into that cage? What is your thoughts as you step into that cage?
It's me or him. We're gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna kill him because he wants to kill me, and after it's done, we could grab a beer.
Yeah, I don't, man, I got to say this. I'm going to be totally honest with you, Kareem. I was very scared when I first saw you. I saw you walking into that cage. I'm like, I don't know if I want to interview this guy. I'm nervous. I looked at Jessie. I fell into her arms. I was crying and I was screaming. But Jessie, what do you think about this? I mean, he seems like a really nice guy.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. He's great. He's a great guy.
I definitely have a persona, you know, but like when I'm in that mindset, when I'm in that area, I think differently, you know? It's me or him, and it's not going to be me. I work too hard. I sacrifice too much. So you said,
go back to this whole Anderson Silva thing. Was he the guy that you were looking up to when you were getting into the sport?
Him and John Bones. All
right, so let's talk about them. Now, Anderson Silva is one of the reasons why I started this show. I think the guy's the GOAT. The guy's great. It's fantastic. Now, him and John Jones, though, had the steroid issues, those issues, those problems, the picogram and all that shit. What is your thoughts on that whole situation?
Listen, I'm all natural. You know what I mean? This is all natural, homegrown, even though I don't really work out like that. From what I hear, you know, a lot of guys are into that stuff, you know, and they don't use it for the strength. They use it for recovery. And, you know, it's like the baseball thing. It's like all these sports things. You know, these guys, you don't know who's doing what, who's doing. But it's not what they took that made them who they are. It's the way they went out there, the way they fought, the way they performed. Okay, did they recover? Maybe did they recover a little faster? So be it. Have I thought that I've already faced opponents on steroids? Absolutely. But I've still beaten those opponents. You know what I mean? Whether someone's on steroids, whether someone's taking performance enhancements, like, it doesn't make a difference. Like, yes, it's the playing field is not leveled, but I still think, like, I know John Jones has been through a lot, but to me, he's the greatest. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. You know, he's had his ups and downs. He's had his controversy. But, like, you know, what people don't understand is when you're living a regular life and then all of a sudden you're this superstar, it's a lot of pressure. Think about all of these child-like celebrities, these child actors, these, you know, all these famous people at a young age. They all ended up going through, like, depression. Either they become, you know, addicted to drugs or alcohol because it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. And, you know, everyone isn't as strong as me. They can't handle the pressure.
Yeah, you seem like you are in the zone. Once you're in that cage, I mean, that's it. It looks like it's go time. Nothing.
Once those doors close and I lock eyes with my opponents, he already knows what's about to happen.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm shitting in my pants just watching the fight. I can imagine staring across from your opponent. What about weigh-ins? Do you try to get into your opponent's head? I know you get nice and close. You're staring right into their eyes. Any tactical things before the fight?
I just like to look into their eyes. I feel like I take their soul at the weigh-ins, you know. Some guys try different antics or whatever. You know, I was really pissed off after my weigh-ins with Jerry Butler because he actually touched my forehead, and that's why I went kind of crazy, you know, post-fight. But shit happens, you know.
We have Kareem Kline live with the MMA Holes middleweight champion of Triton Fights. Now, you said you dropped weight to fight at middleweight. Do you feel comfortable? Is this your home at middleweight?
It definitely is my home at middleweight. And I even feel like when I go pro and I could fully devote my life to MMA, that I could even, you know, see what's good with welterweight. There
you go. So are you looking to be a certain friend of yours, Ryan Gerain, are you looking to be a multi-champion all over the place?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's hold on, got a notification. Yeah, there's no Michael Jordan was wrong. The ceiling is not the limit, you know what I mean? Like, there's no limit to how far up how high up I can go.
Now, Kareem, we notice on your social media, and it's KKK_MMA. That's right. Oh, hold on a second. We got a donation coming in.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
All right, this is from the Curious White Guy. All right, let's see what he has to say.
June 2018, I recited DMX's song lyrics in public. As soon as the first N-word from the song was said, a black guy overheard me and beat me down. Now I'm crippled with one eye. Why can't I sing rap lyrics in public?
I don't know the cure. Honestly, Kareem, I don't know if you want to handle that, but I really don't know how to answer that.
I don't know how to handle it either.
Well, how about this?
Would you say the C word in front of your mother? You know?
That's a good answer right there.
It's common sense, you know?
Well, all right.
You know it.
let's
What's
segue.
up?
Let's get away from that donation. Let's segue to this hip hop. Okay, I see that you are a celebrity now. Not only are you a middleweight champion, but I am on your Instagram, and we were saying it KKK_MMA. I'm gonna play this video real quick over here on your Instagram, and there's a certain celebrity that's pouring you booze. I'm gonna play it right now. Oh shit! There's Kareem. He's front row. Where is he at, Jesse? He puts his glass up in the air. He looks over. There's 50 cents. Holy shit. 50 walks over. He takes his beer or whatever he has over there and pours it into your cup. Oh my God. All right. That was my play-by-play to you getting something. What did he pour into your glass?
He poured his champagne, lemon. I don't know the name, but it's not the first time he's done that. I was the first time he did it. You know, I'm a very distinct person. The first time he did it, I was at Social in the Hamptons, and he was there, and I was like, oh, you know, we got a table, VIP, and he was there, and I was like, oh, I was like 50. I was like, he was pouring the drink for his people on stage, and I was like 50. Let me get something, and I was doing like the drinking motion. And, like he actually like passed the drink for me, and I smacked it. Like some kid in front of me thought that 50 was mysteriously giving him a drink, so I smacked the kid's hand, and I was like, yeah. So you know, well, I feel like he just remembered me.
I thought you were asking to blow him. The way you were doing this, I was like, 50, get off. What would happen? All right, I was just making. Jesse, did you get that thought? I mean,
Yeah,
that,
no.
No, okay, maybe I'm. All right, excuse me.
It's a funny story about. It's a funny story about that night. I was actually out for. I wasn't even at Stereo Garden. I was over at Meatball, and I was for the Angelica, the girl who gets all the girls together for Triton fights.
Okay.
We were celebrating her birthday, and I was talking to the security guard outside, and he was like, "Oh yeah, G Unit's there. G Unit's here tonight or whatever." So I snuck in through the back, walked right past the security. I was like, "Oh yeah, I was taking a piss," and then I'm like, I'm in the middle, in the front of the stage, like, "Where's 50? Where's 50?" Because you know he didn't come out till 2 o'clock.
Ah, super chat.
I want to hear this story. Hold that thought. Luke Thomas is donating.
Keep winning, kid. You will make it on my show one day.
Oh, look at that. Luke Thomas wants you on his show. Look at that. All right.
Nice. So yeah, I literally, whenever I go out, if you ever go out with me, I always feel like I belong. So I just walk into a lot of places I go, I don't pay. I just walk right in like I was already there. I went to Rockefeller Center. Me and my girl walked around the barricade, and after in security, there was a big security right there. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. I was like, baby, sneak through. She's a good girl. She was like, no. And I was like, so we walked through, and everyone started sneaking through, and then it was a whole big scene. But yeah, so I literally just snuck in through the back. When 50 came down, I walked on stage. I made my way through, and I was like, yo, 50, play that video. Play the video.
That's
50 was
hysterical.
like, yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to play. There's another video. Okay, so this is the one where you're kind of calling him over. I'm going to play this right now. Hold on. This is on his Instagram. Go check him out. KKK_MMA.
Yo, 50, can I get a quick? No, nigga, no. Okay, I got you. You already know, yeah.
There they are, together. So originally he says
When he
no.
said no, I should have said get the strap.
Oh shit! So look at that, Kareem hanging out with 50 Cent. Seems like a nice guy over there, though, huh?
Yeah, 50's awesome. He's always friendly with the crowd. You know what I mean? Like Yayo was looking at me like, "Who is this?" And so was his security guard. But like I said, I didn't care because I felt like I belonged there in that moment, like I always do.
There you go. Now, all right, Kareem, let's talk about this. Jesse's taking some questions from the chat. So if anyone has any questions for Kareem, drop them in the chat right now. The live chat's going strong, and Jesse will be asking.
How you like the braids? I just got my hair braided for the first time.
Wow, look at that. That looks pretty good.
Like, yeah, my big forehead is, you know, my uncle said I'm crazy because I have some Armenian in me. So
okay.
You know, I feel like I look like an Armenian like this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can be honest. I've seen you in person. I've stood next to you, and they're not going to say it to your face. They might say it here, but they'll never say it to your face. I'm going to be honest with you with that one.
Never that.
Kareem Kline is the middleweight champion of Triton Fights, live with the MMA Holes right now. And what we want to do is find out what is next for Kareem. How long are we going to be AMI? When are we going pro? What do you see at the end of the year?
It's ultimately up to my coach. I'm not fighting this February 8th, but I will be there. I will be fighting at all the other Triton promotion events this year, starting with April 5th, and then we're just going to take it from there. My goal, my personal goal, has always been you're at your peak from a male between 28 and 33. So at the age of 28, I want to be pro. And I want to make my pro debut in 2020. So I have between January, February, and March. This is something I have to discuss with my coach, Rich Schaefer, before I go pro.
There you go.
Because my birthday is March 30th. So sometime in 2020, either January, February, or March, all goes well, we're going to start looking for that pro debut around that time.
I tell you what, we got a donation coming in.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo,
Oh,
motherfuckers.
it's 50 Cent. Look at that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
White people are so dumb. They buy my music yet will be publicly shamed and possibly
Wow.
beaten if they actually sing the lyrics to my songs. Dumb white folks. Keep on buying my shit though.
Thank you. 50 Cent. Look at that. How about that?
Oh, nice.
What's the odds?
Listen,
50.
50. I'm about to do that BMF casting, so I'm going to holler at your boy.
There you go. Kareem he's spoken. He's spoken to you, 50. Now you better listen. All right, so we know where you're going to be in the future, and you're still young in the game over here. Would you like to fight for Bellator or UFC? Do you have a preference to where you want to be in the future?
I'm keeping my options open. Whatever path I might cross in the future, I'll be open to it, but I'm not going to be picky.
There you go. All right, Jesse.
Ultimately, I do want that UFC gold wrapped around my waist, but if I visit Bellator first, I won't mind.
A lot of these fighters are saying they see it. When they're amateurs, they see exactly the path that they want. Now, you don't care what organization. You just want gold as a professional. You already have it at AMI right now, so you're going to get your job done and go to pro here and get the gold. But it doesn't matter what organization, correct?
Doesn't matter.
There you go. Show me the money. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, show me the money. You know what I mean? Whatever organization I feel does right by me, I'll do right by them.
All right.
Bottom line. I know like a lot of them offer like one fight contracts and then you take it and you go. I'm not in the scene right now, so I can't really say. So right now what I am focusing on is getting better every day and my next fight. So
there you go. All right, Kareem Kline is live with the MMA Holes middleweight champ, Triton Fights 4-2-0. Jesse, let's hear some questions from the chat.
Eddie D wants to know, he saw that you have 2 submissions on your record, and he wants to know if you are a BJJ guy.
I started off BJJ at Vamos MMA, and I didn't really have too much striking, so just going into it, I was BJJ. And
You can't stop the
Got a donation coming in?
Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Robin Black.
How would a fight with you and Colby Covington go? I say he beats you in 30 seconds.
Whoa. All right, hold on a second. Kareem versus Colby Covington. How does that go down?
I take him down and I smash his head in.
Ooh, beat him at his own game.
Yep.
There you go. All right, I like that. Jesse, what else do we have from the chat?
Stalio2 wants to know if you think Michael Jackson is a pedophile.
Relevant question, right? Well, he can't be now. He's dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, he is dead. And was I there when all that shit was mysteriously going on? Listen, I don't like to pass gossip. I wasn't there. If I don't see it, then I'm not going to believe it. You know what I mean? All these people say all these things and they weren't there. And they were getting that. I was listening to the radio earlier today and they were getting that French Montana because he was drunk and he was defending R. Kelly and he was defending Michael Jackson. And he's like, why are they trying to like bring down all of the legends? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All these people have passed and like they don't bring up certain people. We're not going to really get into it, but they don't bring up the past of certain people. But all of these, R&B legends or whatever type of legends, they're being brought up as pedophiles when there are other people who do the same thing. When what's that streaming service that recently took R. Kelly off? What are the popular streaming services?
I live under a rock, so all I know is YouTube. That's all I know.
There's YouTube, there's Apple, there's what the fuck is it?
Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch.
Not Twitch. It's for music.
SoundCloud?
Yeah,
Not
SoundCloud.
It's streaming.
Well, and so
I don't know, but one of them, like, I don't know. Either way, they list all these pedophiles, and then they're like, oh, if they have this type of language in their music, we're gonna take them down. But then there are other artists who talk about rape and doing this and doing that, and they keep them on there because those are classics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I'm out there, I can't judge.
So do you think R. Kelly's framed? You think?
I'm not sure if he's trained, but like I listen to
You
him.
can't stop the Siberian Express.
Hold on a
Choo-choo,
second.
motherfuckers. Choo-choo,
We have-
motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We have Ariel Helwani donating. Look at this.
Nice.
I'd love to have you on my show. Can you
Everyone
fill
wants
in
to have a kid on the
Thursday?
show.
DM on Twitter after this broadcast. Great job, MMA holes.
Thank you, Ariel. Ariel loves us. By the way, Ariel he is aware of us. We do know Ariel. Nice guy, actually.
yeah.
Really nice guy. All right. Anyway. Okay. What else do we have in the chat over here? It's going
Michael
crazy.
Anzalone wants to know how you feel about weight cutting and if you plan to, down the road, do any weight divisions higher or lower in your MMA career.
The more I develop my skills, like I said, the sky's the limit. I'm not gonna. I can. 185 is gonna be the prime. But if I go up, if I go down, I definitely think it's possible. I'm capable of it. I just want to own it, continue to own on my skills, and move forward from there.
There we go. All right. What else do we have for Kareem?
Have you ever fought someone with a personal grudge or with you having a personal grudge against them, and has it affected or do you believe it affects your performance in the cage?
Yeah, for my third fight, me and Mackenzie Heaton were going back and forth at it. He ended up having the huge KO victory. It does take a little bit out of you because you're not focused on being like a fluent fighter. You're not focused on, whatever comes your way, you do. All that, when you carry all that mental aggression. Oh, that was my mother, by the way. Mom, I'm doing a show.
Oh, there she. You want to get around?
Walk around that way.
If she wants to come on, she can come on as well. We can have.
It's live.
I have questions.
She's like, oh my gosh, I'm in my robe.
All right. If she wants to come on, I have questions. I have questions for her. If she wants to come on.
They have questions for
Yeah.
you if you want to come on. They say.
Sure.
She
Slip an
said,
earbud
no,
in.
She has work in the morning.
All right.
But yeah,
next time.
What was I saying?
We were talking about weight cutting and
No, no.
up and down.
Oh no, the aggression. So
Yeah.
Mackenzie, he started off talking shit, saying he was gonna knock me out, and they got back to me. So we started going back and forth on Instagram. This was when Conor and Floyd were fighting. So Conor had just had his son. So I posted a picture with my face of Conor and Conor's baby, and I put Mackenzie's face, and I started calling him my son. Because he called me boy or something like that. So I started calling him my son. And I felt like, just all that going back and forth distracted me from finishing him. I went into the fight tense because I wanted to knock him out, and he ended up knocking me out. So shit happens. But even like when Jerry Butler, I told you I was pretty pissed when he bumped foreheads with me. I didn't let it affect my mindset going into the fight. It didn't affect me until I was in the cage. And the only thing I wanted to do was beat the shit out of him at that point. That's it.
There you go. All right. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, and he came at me strong. I took him down, and I armbarred him. He was a little upset because he felt like the ref, stopped it early. But he later hit me up. He apologized to it. Mackenzie and we're boys. We talk all the time. Like, because once you battle with someone, you realize it's just business. What you and the other person do, it's just for entertainment. You know what I mean? The personal grudge, there shouldn't be a personal grudge when you're fighting somebody, unless they come at you. When they make it personal, now when someone makes it personal for me, I don't get upset. It's only gonna make me more focused throughout my fight camp. I'm not gonna go back and forth drawing with the person on social media. So if they want to try it, it's not gonna work. But I'm gonna be a more focused fighter through my camp, and they're gonna see it and they're gonna feel it when we step in the cage. Period.
All right, let's get one last question in for Kareem from the audience.
Drunk Savage would like to know: have you and Chris Machi ever tag teamed a Tiger Life girl?
Oh,
not a Tiger Life girl, but we have another girl.
Well, hold on.
Wait a minute, I gotta know this story.
So let's talk about this. How long ago was this?
This was a couple years ago. If we're gonna talk about this, we have to talk about it together because I don't know if he wants that out there. You know what I mean?
He would love it.
We gotta get Chris on.
Chris
here
would
again.
absolutely talk
He's
about
been
it.
on here like a million times.
Yeah, he
It's
loves
cool.
his stuff. Chris has talked about worse. So, all right. So we'll get around the subject. You guys were out at a party. You brought someone home. Is that how it worked, or it was a friend, or?
He had a friend. She saw a picture of us together, and she wanted us both.
Oh wow! Now, how is Chris Machi packing heat? That's what I want to know.
Listen, I was focused on the other person. My mom's right here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
She's
All right.
watching,
Well,
she's
well,
watching something right now.
Okay, Mom, we'll pass it. Well, next time, maybe we can get the story out of you. Let me know with the ones in the chat if you want to hear the rest of the story. The next time Kareem comes on, one more donation. Let's see what we got here.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
It's Darren Till. Oh man.
How many babies out of wedlock do you have? I have 2 baby mamas.
Do you have any children?
I do not, but my boss, when I was working in the Hamptons, my boss knew me for like 2 weeks, and she was like, Happy Father's Day. And she's like, I know you have kids out there. For some reason, people always think that I have kids out there, but
Yeah.
my pullout game is strong.
Well, there you go. Well, that's a superpower right there. Congratulations, Kareem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Kareem, thank you for coming on, and let's
Thank
get
you
some
for having me.
last thoughts. Any sponsorships, promotions, whatever you want to throw out there. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Beyond Average. They've been with me since day one. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Don Moore. He's over at Synergy Pro Wellness. He treats me weekly. My gyms, Freedom Jiu-Jitsu and No Limits Kickboxing, especially Coach Rick Schaefer at No Limits Kickboxing. He's I'm 5-0 from last year because of the improvements I've made with my striking through No Limits. So come down, spar, come to Freedom to roll, and we'll take it from there.
All right, Kareem, thanks for coming on. We're looking forward to your next fight. And when are you looking to get back into the cage?
April 5th.
April
5th. It's circled on the calendar. And any new sponsors interested, please let me know.
There you go. Kareem, thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
There we go.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Kareem Kline live with the MMA holes. Jessie, what do you think about that?